house of El meets hope. Embodied within that hope is the fundamental belief, the potential of every person, be a force or good. You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. They'll race behind you. They will stumble. They'll fall. But in time, they will join you in the sun.
Amazon's attack.
Oh, God.
Every Wonder Woman fan watching this just reacted exactly like Jen did. Oh, welcome to Under Two Capes. I'm Jared. I'm here with Robert. What's up, man?
Yo, what up?
And today we are talking about the time that Hulk became a gladiator and then destroyed the Avengers. Which was so much fun. So we're talking about Planet Hulk and World War Hulk. We're doing both because they lead into each other so well, yet I didn't want to separate it.
Yeah, whereas World War Hulk, which and Incredible Hulk, it's what brings Pac's story to an end, but that's its whole era, different era.
Yeah, so here's what we're going to do. So we're going to talk about World War Hulk first. We're going to talk about basically the premise. So, all right, Robert, explain the premise of World War Hulk.
We're doing World War Hulk.
I'm sorry, a Planet Hulk.
Well, the Avengers finally got fed up with Hulk, but they didn't know there's no way to kill him, and so they decide, let's shoot him up into space. So they trick him into it because he had just destroyed after a lot of New York and Las Vegas. So they decided, let's send him out into space. But while he was in space, something diverted him from the planet they wanted him to go to, a wormhole or something, and he ended up on the planet of Sakaar, ruled by, and here's the thing, the Hulk is a monster on Earth. He landed on a planet of monsters that could handle him.
Yeah, he became a gladiator, where guess what the main, like, for lack of a better term, currency on Sakaar is? Fighting.
And he had a
strong
control disc put on him, and he again, he's ready to fight for the Red King. He basically escapes, gathers a whole new group of friends and allies, and they become his warbound.
And by the way, again, this is yet another thing Taika Waititi destroyed, because if you look at like Meek and Korg and stuff, they're not like
they made Korg. No, they made Korg such an idiot.
Like Korg is a badass in this.
Yeah, that still makes me groan.
It was just because Taika wanted to have his own self-insertion character so he could put himself in the movie. But
Meek.
So what you discover is the Hulk was actually prophesized to come to Sakaar because he was called the Sakaar son.
He was either to save it or destroy it.
Yeah, and
one of those type of situation, prophecies.
He ends up saving it, obviously, and actually becoming the leader.
But he also is the bringer of the doom.
Yeah, he also is the destroyer, because so what happened was,
well, we'll get to that at the end, because at least right in the World War Hulk.
Yeah, so Planet Hulk happened. So Hulk and his warbound essentially lead a revolt against the Red King, and they eventually take over Sakaar, essentially.
Now let's be fair here. The whole reason why this event happened is to explain why, because Hulk would have been way too one-sided for Civil War.
Yeah, and there's no way he would. And let's be honest, if he did that, there's no way he's going to be on the pro-registration side.
No.
So it's like Cap instantly wins if they do that. So it's like, yeah, I'm sorry, no.
But by the point out, the people on there, you have Elway, Korg, No Name, the Brood. Korg, by the way, is one of the Saturn men. He first appeared all the way in Thor's first appearance. He was one of those rock men.
Yeah, the Cronins, right?
Yep. You have Heroim, Miek, Mung, Arch E5912, and eventually Sierra Oldstrong.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and also remind me, so this is something that's interesting. So there was an animated adaptation of this.
Yep.
And they changed who Hulk fights in the pit. In the comic, it's Silver Surfer.
In the adaptation, it was Beta Ray Bill, because they had the Thor rights.
Oh yeah, which that makes sense.
They did not have the Thor rights.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
But that I love. That was a perfect. In fact, I'll be honest, I thought that was more fitting than Surfer.
Yeah, I'll give you that,
because Bill is from a warrior race.
Yeah, I'll give you that. So the other thing that Hulk gets is he gets to be happy because at the end of the battle.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, we gotta also tell me this. This is Hulk. This is not Banner.
No,
this is not Banner. This is the smartest Hulk himself has ever been.
Yeah, he talks normally. It's not like Hulk smash, Hulk no like this.
Now, now that's good. That's Green Hulk, of course, or Savage Hulk. But yeah, this Green Scar Hulk is the one. The point where I remember Bruce was saying, "Let's get back in control." It's like, you'd like that, wouldn't you? But I figured you out too. It's like he actually figured out, saying, what are you gonna do? You're alone here now."
Yeah, exactly. So then, so Hulk basically gets to be in the driving seat, and Cameron, no, this isn't where Hulk first started to become smarter. That was like a while ago.
No, those are all times when Bruce was in the driver's seat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is the first time you've actually had smart Hulk.
Yeah, like Hulk himself without Banner being in the driving seat.
Joe fixed it. Professor Hulk and even Banner Hulk. That was the one you saw in the original Secret Wars, were all Bruce in the driver's seat.
Yeah, so that partly
this one and PKJ's Hulk are the times when Hulk is in the driver's seat.
Yeah, exactly. So then, so he eventually, so he takes over, of course, and then Hulk has to negotiate a peace treaty, and part of the treaty is he gets to essentially mate with the princess and stuff.
Well, she's not a princess. She's just one of those strong warriors.
Yeah, with their strongest. Essentially, your strongest and my strongest, essentially. Is
and Sierra, I love her. Because she's a character who is... Betty loves Bruce and tolerates the Hulk. Sierra is slightly... let me put it this way. She is... Ooh, trying to figure out how you're going to describe her. I know you're going to say, like, Wonder Woman to Superman. That ain't it.
But why not?
Because I was going to say, loves one and tolerates the other. Did you really want to go there?
Well, no, because it's like no, that's not what happens in this.
She does see him. Okay, she accepts the other side.
Yeah, exactly. That's Wonder Woman.
Okay, fair. But she loves one side over the other.
That's not shown in the book.
She does. All she ever does when she sees him is kiss them because she probably knows you're still him in there.
That's you assuming.
Well, we never got any further because he dies.
No, I know. So you can't make that assumption.
Fair enough. That we do know.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Yep. Go ahead.
There was also that good moment. That's the one time Bruce is let out because Hulk essentially says he wanted her to see all of him, all the parts. So it's basically Hulk acknowledging at the very least that Banner is a part of him.
No more secrets.
Yeah, exactly. So they do that. Now, here's the problem. So Hulk lands in a ship, right? Now, we don't find this out until World War Hulk. So I'm going to hold off on what exactly happens until we get to that.
We go with what we think happens.
What we think happens. All right. So the ship's engine core explodes essentially later. And then it's a nuclear bomb goes off in the middle of Hulk's capital city, which takes out his wife, seemingly, and his unborn kid. I say seemingly because the
twins.
Kids. Oh yeah, the twins thing. I say seemingly because this.
We get to that.
Yeah. So then you get to World War Hulk. So this is where
Hulk is like, I want revenge. Yeah,
because with Hulk's thing, he's like, okay, so they sent me here just to kill me.
Because he thinks it was a bomb.
He thinks that they planned the ship to explode.
And you would think that.
And I love the first page of World War Hulk, which I love. One of the first panels is Hulk's ship is approaching a debris field, and he's just punching through debris
because he's getting it out of his system. Now I gotta say, I'm hit and miss with JR's artwork, but it is a case where he has a good inker that at least makes it less sloppy.
Yeah, exactly. So Hulk's specific targets are the Illuminati, and the Illuminati is like Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Reed Richards.
Yep. The only one that's not his target in the main series is Xavier because he wasn't there when they made the vote, which leads to the mini series where Hulk wants to know what would you have voted.
Okay, that makes sense.
You want to know Xavier's answer?
What?
He would have said yes.
To expelling him.
Yep, he would have agreed.
Oh, okay. So Hulk shows up on Adeland, and so Black Bolt says enough, and it like knocks the Hulk back.
Yeah. And he whispers. He whispers it.
And then Hulk goes, I didn't come to hear you whisper. I came to hear you scream.
But you got to remember one little factor that makes this kind of hurts the momentum of this.
Okay.
Is a scrawl Black Bolt.
Oh, yeah. Because, guys, this is pre-Secret Invasion.
But he was replaced by this point. That hurts this a bit.
Yeah, because I'm like, what are you doing?
May I read
Hulk's
go ahead. Message to the planet?
Yeah, go ahead.
Puny humans, I've come to smash, and you should know who's to blame. You call them heroes. I call them monsters. Listen to what they told me before they tried to kill me. Is their message? Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic, Doctor Strange, Black Bolt. They shot me into space, sent me to a planet called Sakaar, where I could be cut, even killed, where the Emperor made me a slave and then a gladiator. They sent me to die, but I survived with my warbound. We made a new world. I was the Green King, and Sierra, the Old Strong, was my queen. But your hero sent a bomb. Okay, but yeah, basically, I just love that. And he holds Black Bolt saying, I'll do this to your whole stinking planet.
And yes, Cameron, he was the Skrull. It was the Skrulls all along.
Yep.
So, and then Iron Man, obviously, at this point, is still the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., so he's like, oh, God. And I love Iron Man being a dick to Doctor Strange, and he's like, okay, can you guys come help? And he goes, if we help,
okay,
you're going to arrest
I'll
us?
give you amnesty after everything is done.
No, he said amnesty if you turn yourselves in. And then Doctor Strange's like, yeah, thanks, dickbag.
Mm-hmm.
And then Iron Man goes to the next person that would be able to talk down or at least help the Hulk, the Sentry.
But he's having one of his episodes.
Yeah, exactly. All the heroes after hearing Hulk's message, those effing idiots. Yeah,
now,
exactly.
Again, even though there's a point where even Reed's like, for the last time, Bruce, we didn't. God, I gotta agree with Linkara. Dude, shut up.
Yeah, like you still send him away on to another planet.
You might not put a bomb in there. You're still responsible for sending him, even if you didn't intentionally send him to that planet.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I gotta say, the artwork here is good.
Yeah, this is John Romita Jr.'s best work, in my opinion.
Some of his best work.
This is the time where I'm like, I don't, because some of his art is very iffy, like Superman Year One. But with this, it's like, okay, I can buy that.
Because you had Dan Mickey on inks.
Yeah, that shows you could have an okay artist, but if you have a good inker, that can
Klaus
really
Janson,
elevate the work.
Correction, Klaus Janson.
Yeah, Jay says, not gonna lie, Planet Hulk was an incredible movie. They should have adapted it.
I'm actually glad they didn't. They avoided the cliffhanger. I am glad they didn't, because that would have railroaded them into it.
Yeah, exactly. So Hulk fights Iron Man in the Hulkbuster suit. Now, here's the funny thing about the Hulkbuster suit. You notice how whenever Tony breaks it out, it always gets destroyed.
Here's why. He's banking it on the last time Hulk rampaged, and every time he brings it out, the Hulk's already gotten stronger or smarter.
Yeah, that's very true. That's cool. They explained it.
Well, they don't explain it, but that's my no prize idea. But that's kind of like, because how could he know how strong the current form is? He doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
So but he is arrogant enough to think, this'll do it. Nope, it didn't do it.
And then I love, you also have Hulk's Avengers, yeah, I'm going to call him that, versus the Warbound. And I love Ares going to war. He's like, attack it. And then She-Hulk's like, wait, Ares. He goes, you want to lose that hand, woman?
Damn it, Bruce. I love that.
Yeah, and so Jennifer goes to like talk down the Hulk, and then it doesn't work that well. And then he beats the crap out of Ares. Yeah, I love that splash page. I have that splash page open as well. That is so cool. I love that.
Yep.
Go ahead.
But then Reed tries to trick the Hulk into thinking as the Sentry, but he ain't falling for it.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have the other Fantastic Four members engaging. They still fight. And then you have even Rick Jones tries to like talk down the Hulk.
Yep, even said this isn't you. Oh, then Ross shows up. Now this is right before he would become Red.
So he's not Red Hulk yet.
He's about to.
Okay, that makes sense. And then Doctor Strange tries to talk down Bruce through his astral form by like talk. And then I love where Hulk just crushes his hands, the astral hands, but it still hurts him.
And I gotta say, I love how this makes clear Bruce is in agreement.
Yeah,
they're
he's
so
like,
used to them having to be like, "Oh, we'll talk him down. We'll talk him down." I was like, "No."
Yeah, because Hulk's like, "Yeah, you screwed us. What are you doing?"
Exactly. I guess one of those rare times where even Bruce is like, "Nope, I'm letting him." Mostly because though, deep down, and this plays off what Pac has done, Bruce knows the Hulk isn't really here to kill people.
Yeah, because isn't it like they basically retcon it that the Hulk has never killed anyone, any innocent people?
So long as Bruce was involved, any of the times where Bruce was removed, he either shut himself down after the Banner Hulk, that's when he got sent to the Crossroads, or when he was literally separated from the Hulk during Burns' run. Those are the only times he's killed because Bruce was not there in the backseat calculating everything.
Okay, I see.
Any other time, because otherwise we'd have the ultimate Hulk where he's ripping apart and eating people.
So then you get, you know what I really like about this? Like slowly you see even the crowd turn against the Illuminati.
Oh yeah, right down to first of all, also the fact that Strange decides, okay, Strange smashes, he takes up the power of one of his demons.
Yeah, exactly.
Bad idea.
The other thing, it's like, but also, isn't this like exposing to the general public that the Illuminati exists?
Yep.
Yeah, because beforehand, for everyone that doesn't know, it was like a secret a secret like informal team that was formed, and no one knew what would happen.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I gotta say, the first two people here made a good point. You had Silent War represented here. That's when a bunch of Inhumans killed a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. You have so they were a-holes even before they tried to replace the X-Men with them.
Mm-hmm.
You have, of course, Civil War. Then you had to have this crazy hippie girl just come in and act like, oh, and he drank the soul of a demon and nearly killed us. And it's just like, okay, that last one fell flat.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, that just happened. You have this hippie girl say this.
Mm-hmm. And I love how long it takes Bob to get involved. And when the sentry goes out, he goes, "It's time to play God.
It's time to play God."
And then he goes
in right here.
Yeah, I love that image. And he goes and fights the Hulk.
And oh, this is one of the best fights in Marvel, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's like the two strongest characters currently active.
Beating themselves down until they're just reverted back to normal.
Yeah, exactly. And then, so this is when the reveal happens. So Meek stabs Rick Jones. Okay, no, here's the reveal. What happened was Hulk was happy on Sakaar. Everything was fine. It wasn't a bomb. Meek wanted the Hulk to still be the Sakaar son, the like rageful monster.
He learned the wrong lesson, in other words, from Hulk. Never stop making them pay.
So Meek is the one who set the engines to explode.
Yep, I gotta say. But here's the thing, though. It's no surprise. Meek had nothing to lose because the last queen was killed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even when he and Brood tried to sire children, it didn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
I like No Name, by the way. I like No Name.
Yeah, exactly. So then essentially, Bruce tells Tony, "Kill me, otherwise I will break." Because this is World Break. This is I think the first time World Breaker Hulk is referred to.
The only not the only time, but yeah, one of the few times he ever went. Because that is the angriest he's ever been.
Essentially, for lack of a better term, what would happen is that if he took a step, he would feel on the other side of the earth.
Oh, basically, yeah, 2 steps and the entire world would collapse.
So he's like, no. So basically, Tony calls in essentially a satellite strike, i.e. the Hammer of Dawn from Gears of War, and reverts Hulk back to Banner.
By the way, I got to show this after we're done.
Yeah, exactly. We could show it now. It's fine.
Yeah. What if Hulk died and Tyara came there? And since she has no love for Earth. Oh, first of all, look at that.
Oh, that's such a good image.
She takes the entire planet's energy. Now she is as dangerous as the Hulk.
I love that. That's great.
But because she has no love for them, she actually is killing them all. But this is also where we get the first tease of Sakaar.
Oh, really? Okay.
This was technically Sakaar's first appearance.
Oh, and so she also turns everyone into slaves. She enslaves them.
Yep, and then make the statue, and then he decides to be with her king forever. She turns the stone in his hand.
Oh, interesting.
Of course, it took forever, 21 years later, for it to be built. And then we get a different one. What if Hulk landed on the peaceful planet? He would actually accepted it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the tragedy of it. They actually sent him to a peaceful planet. And you eventually got to a point where Hulk and Bruce would have become one and the same.
Mm-hmm.
Protecting the innocent creatures there.
Interesting.
Until they evolved from little meat to humanoids. That tells you how long Hulk's been there. Long enough for them to evolve.
That's the tragedy about it.
And here's the other funny. What if Bruce had landed on Sakaar? He would have died and everyone would have died.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a gag. It's a gag.
So now Bruce is like in the captivity of the U.S. government, and it's around this time that then you transition from Bruce being the Hulk to Red Hulk.
Yep. Hold on, I'm trying to get to the World War Hulk one. There we go.
And then after you do this, explain Red Hulk.
Okay. Oh, after I do this, first of all, what if the heroes lost World War Hulk? This one has it be basically when they shot down the thing, it ended up causing an explosion instead, which triggered the Skrull invasion early, which eventually is the Hulk leading against the secret invasion, and it's a disaster. And eventually, by the end of it all, the Skrulls win, and Hulk decides, screw it. He goes to and calls the Surfer, then says, I'll become Galactus' herald so we can feed Earth and the Skrulls to Galactus. And the best part was, in their last moment, the Skrull realized he didn't truly love them after all.
Oh, like he says, their battle cry is, he loves you, and he goes, no, he doesn't love us.
Yep. So he's now the World Breaker herald, and he accepts it gladly. But the other one is, what if Thor showed up during it? And basically, he would have talked things. Sorry. I'm getting loud. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Basically saying he would have calmed things down.
Oh, yeah, because him and Hulk were always close friends.
And he got screwed over, too.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Because remember, Tony cloned him.
Exactly. So even every night one with Thor meeting up with Korg.
Mm-hmm. So let's read some comments real quick, and then it's a shame how they completely destroyed the World War Hulk storyline in Thor Ragnarok. Don't even get me started on that. And honestly, they should have separated the Planet Hulk storyline from Thor Ragnarok and just had its own movie.
Problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
Marvel still, at least at that point, I don't know if they still now, but they still can't do solo movies.
Back then they couldn't. I think they can now.
Yeah, but at that point they couldn't.
But I think what Jay just talked about in that case, just don't do it at all.
That's true.
Let's see. I mean, the Illuminati at the end of the day was a dumb idea. No, it wasn't a dumb idea. It was an idea that had a expiration date on it.
Yep. Now let's get to the Cabal, which was the evil version.
Which I can say it because it's Marvel, as Bendis call it, the Illuminati. And by JH says, what if World War Hulk actually killed the Illuminati and took over the world? Yeah.
No, as we just saw, that was Planet Hulk, and that was Sakaar who did it, not Hulk. Tony
was one evil SOB during this time in the comics. Yeah, that's why Civil War is seen as so in the same way as like people see Civil War 2 as the character assassination for Carol, Civil War 1 was the character assassination for Iron Man.
But at least Tony's had a history of screwing people over. He did that during Armor Wars.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more
Carol
like he could recover from that. Carol, it's like she's still recovering from that.
And unlike Tony, they didn't try to do a storyline to even absolve her.
Yeah, exactly.
They just want to be like, nope, she was always right.
Yeah.
But anyway,
exactly.
So Red Hulk.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
That's when we start following this Red Hulk. And the big mystery is, who is Red Hulk? It's General Ross, but I got to say, I did like how Jeff Loeb played with the media a little bit. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the first arc, you actually see General Ross seemingly standing over Red Hulk talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out because we don't actually hear the voices, when we actually got into a flashback of that, we reveal it was an LMD, but it wasn't speaking with Ross's voice. it was MODOK and the leader speaking them through it. But of course, we wouldn't know because we're just reading the words. We can't hear the voices. I'm like, ooh, I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, you have that going on while Bruce eventually does, for a brief time, loses the Hulk because Red Hulk drained him of his energy. But eventually builds up to World War Hulks, where MODOK and the leader are trying to Hulk out all of the heroes to the point where they burn out and die.
Yeah, and Jay says, it's funny how in the MCU, Tony Stark is a saint. Not really a saint. In the comics, Tony's basically one of Satan's greatest. That's extreme. That's not
extreme.
True. That's very not true. I mean, Tony had the money to cure Aunt May when she got shot. Instead, he would rather. That's not what happened.
That's not what he said. That was Casado railroading everything.
But even then, that's not what Tony said.
Well, he said he couldn't publicly do it because of what it would represent. So instead, he had Jervis do it.
Yeah, so he still made all the efforts he could to cure her.
Exactly. So no, Tony basically said, I can't do it publicly. So he went around it.
Because remember, at this point, Spider-Man had basically left the pro-registration side.
Yeah, and it would have looked bad on Tony. It would have.
On Tony's arguments, where it's like, no, I'm just going to, because, I don't know what my butler does.
Exactly. And Jervis and May were a thing at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, oh, well.
Still better than her was Jonah Sr.
Or Doc Ock.
That actually goes back, dude.
No, I know. It's still stupid.
But yeah, eventually then, that eventually leads to Incredible Hulks, where you have the whole Hulk family until the Mr. Green era, right before Secret Wars wiped them out, of them all having adventures. That's where you find out, oh yeah, we have Sakaar, son of Hulk. He was on Sakaar. Eventually, by the end of it, he feeds it to Galactus. And no.
Wait, what Superior Iron Man was bigger threat than me? No, he wasn't.
No, he's doing a what if, but even then, no, doesn't make sense.
Wouldn't be, because the Superior Iron Man was not as smart as the Maker.
Nowhere near. I mean, still Tony being an a-hole, but still.
Well,
as I was saying,
then again, Tony being an a-hole, so it's a day that ends in Y.
But basically what I like is eventually Sakaar makes it to Earth. When Hulk is depowered, he's following Bruce so he can finally have his fight with the Hulk, which is part of the end of World War Hulk. We get two major fights, Red Hulk versus Green Hulk, and then Sakaar versus Hulk. Because when he landed, Hulk was back to being savage, dim. And Scar's like, this isn't the fight I want. We eventually get Green Sakaar Hulk back, getting a proper fight. What I love best is it's drenched in the whole how abusive Brian Banner was to Bruce. So at the very end, you have Bruce standing over Scar's inferior, weaker form, and you see a moment if he's just walking up him, you can see a silhouette of Brian raising his fist at Bruce.
I love that. That's actually really cool.
And then he realizes, no, I'm breaking the cycle.
I like that. That's really cool.
Oh, and yes, Cameron, yes.
So was Red Hulk always going to be a villain? Because I think my first read of him in Thunderbolts, and he wasn't seen villainous.
By that point, he was paying off his debt to society after what he did in World War Hulks.
Yeah, because remember, at this point, the Thunderbolts became Marvel's Suicide Squad.
And by that point, they also tried to come up with a red theme a little. But a little. But,
oh, yeah. Wasn't there like a Thunderbolts Red book or something like that?
I didn't call it red, but you knew everything in there represented red.
It was basically that. They had like a lot of red characters. Let me put it to you that way.
But eventually now Jeff Parker would get on board writing Red Hulk and then would improve the character.
Yeah. So
and now he's the main villain of Armageddon.
Yeah. So let's do a Hulk themed Q&A. I actually have a question for you, Robert. So explain to me Red She-Hulk.
That's Betty.
I know. Explain to me.
Okay. Basically, when Peter David ended his run, it ended with Betty dead. Now, of course, right at the very end, then Joe Casey would come and reveal she wasn't dead. She was only mostly dead. She was put in stasis until a cure could be found. But as far as Ross saw it, she was dead. Like there was not going to be any cure anytime soon. It was eventually revealed that she was brought back, by the intelligentsia. That's the evil genius version of the Illuminati. Not a bunch of male incels from the She-Hulk show.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, she she was brought back and turned into Red She-Hulk. That was the way of curing her of her radiation disease that the Abomination had done.
Okay, that makes sense. And then it's like I do like in PKJ's run, he references her time as Harpy.
That was from Immortal Hulk, where that basically is a combination of the dormant side of her Red She-Hulk genes that are still within her, combining with her old Harpy transformation, making her basically Red Harpy.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
I also do like how, it's finally all this stuff about gain powers and lose them is finally reaching a boiling point.
Yeah, they're finally like actually doing something with it because they really haven't.
Yeah, because she's been mostly to the sideline and everything. The last time they tried to do that was right during Mark Wade's, Jerry Duggan's run, right when Hulk, the Mr. Green Hulk, that's the one when he had the extremis in him, had cured her. That was the last time they did anything major with Betty.
Yeah, but it's like they don't. But it's like she's one of those characters where you really could like expand more, and it's like
because we said a lot of her in Immortal Hulk, but she was mostly Harpy in that, not Betty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, any Hulk questions you guys can ask? Because now, which storyline do you like more?
I want to say Planet Hulk, but you know what? It goes on a little too long.
Yeah, because
that was done to time it.
Yeah, like look, here's the trade length for World War Hulk. Here's for Planet Hulk.
Let me show it a bit on mine.
Yeah, so it's like, when I was reading Planet Hulk, it goes on for so long.
That's because it was trying to match up along, so the ending could lead into right after Civil War.
But where it's like if you read World War Hulk, it reads really fast, but it's like it's really cool to like it's fast, but it's good enough if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, I'll be honest, that was my first Marvel event that I bought everything for.
Really? Okay. That makes sense. Well, with you, it makes sense. Cameron says, RIP to the Hulk franchise we could have gotten. Well, yeah, but it's like, again, we at this point, we couldn't get a Hulk solo movie, even at the point when they were doing that. So they probably didn't expect, actually, no, Taika did not write Ragnarok, so it wasn't even technically his fault.
Nope. Now, by the way, can I tell you my favorite moment in Planet Hulk?
Go ahead.
Give them back! Give them back!
There you go.
Give her back.
I like that. Oh, but JH says, wait, was the Sentry at his full power in World War Hulk? Kind of.
Let's be honest, Bob was still always holding back. That was probably the most he's ever cut loose as Bob.
Well, and here's the other thing: the Hulk and the Hulk and Sentry were always friends, so of course Bob would like hold back.
Yep, and his own mental issues as well. But I'll tell you this: Green Scar Hulk was not the strongest person that Sentry has fought. That would be Molecule Man.
And then Jay says, "What if the Void fought World War Hulk?"
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Oh boy.
Well, to be fair, they didn't really specify about the Void being the Angel of Death yet, and that would take away too much.
Yeah, and even beyond that, at the point when Hulk became World Breaker, I still say the Hulk could win.
Yep.
How were the sales for this?
Good. Very good, because people wanted to see the catharticness of the Illuminati get their butts handed to them.
Yeah, and the other thing, it's like, it's like, and plus, yes, people love the Hulk, and it's nice to see the Hulk get a little revenge for all the stuff that has been done to him over the past.
There's one downside people did have, and I'm saying this from someone who was there, it didn't overturn anything. The status quo was still kept. It didn't really affect anything.
Yeah, because I wish it would have at least changed something.
The only thing it changed was just moving on to the next era of the Hulk stories.
Yeah, because for a story that affected that much, where the Illuminati were exposed to being idiots, you would think it would affect something else.
Yep, but nope.
But so then you go and I think World War Hulk would have been the most reasonable ruler if he had won. You mean Hulk? By the way, that Hulk is not called War Hulk.
No, that's just Scar, Green Scar.
Yeah, so he would have been a reasonable ruler if he had won. Well, I don't think he wasn't trying to rule them. It was more like, I just want to smash something.
I want to just expose everyone. He was ready to leave.
Yeah, and by the way, Cameron says, so basically Hulk is back at the stage. Not yet. So here's what you have to understand about the Hulk currently. The Hulk, they went back to Hulk being a horror book, which I like very much, don't get me wrong. And it's like, they're referencing stuff, but it's like, I don't know.
I can summarize it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cates' run had it be where Bruce decided, after despite everything that happened in Ewing's run, have it be, I'm going to lock up the Hulk and use him as a power source. Yeah, nice going there, Bruce. And then Hulk decided, you know what? You try to lock me away. I'm going to lock you away forever.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Donny Cates' run is the one where basically
Starship
Banner is piloting Hulk like a spaceship.
Spaceship Hulk, yep. And but by the, and I gotta say, it wasn't that bad of a run. Too bad he never saw it to fruition. But yeah,
the idea was just stupid in my opinion.
PKJ run plays off of was having the mother of all monsters. The first, now he does have it be that was the mother of all monsters corrupting the one above all that created the one from down below. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, but it's like, but again, it's like the other things that, but it's like PKJ, you can clearly tell is a massive Hulk guy.
Yep, and he has it be where the eldest, the first child of the mother of horrors, beats the Hulk, rips out Bruce, literally using their magic, and then takes over the Hulk's body.
Yeah, but basically the Hulk is like annihilating like everyone.
Because it's the perfect vessel, especially for the eldest of all monsters.
And I like the way PKJ is like doing it because he has like Hulk fights the X-Men, Hulk fights the Avengers.
Hulk fights the one above all.
Hulk fights the one above all.
Oh, okay. So, technically, it's a century for them. But still.
And by the way, Infernal Hulk is awesome. Infernal Hulk is great. I love Infernal Hulk.
I cannot wait for Hulk Wars.
Yep, exactly. It's like, and I like how Bruce and Betty are like, if we don't do anything, we have the opportunity to finally have a happy life.
But then when she leaves, then she's lashing out at him now and calling up her father.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which now I'm like, but wait a minute. He's taking over the world right now. Where does this fit?
That's true. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I got to say, I just realized something about Armageddon and Queen in Black. Bravo to Marvel. They're small events.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's not like
Armageddon
these massive things.
The event and Captain America. That's it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
There's no other tie-ins.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, there's the Avengers book, but it's like, yeah.
That's just the aftermath.
Just the event, yeah.
And Queen in Black is Venom and a bunch of tie-ins.
Yeah, so it's like, maybe Marvel, hoping Marvel, like, what's the word?
I think it's just a cost-cutting matter. I don't think they've really learned their lesson. I just think it's necessity.
I was about to say. It's
Scar just returned in the recent issue of Infernal.
Yeah. So Scar became a thing. It's like, it's Hulk's son. It's Conan the Barbarian Hulk. Which that is awesome.
Oh, by the way, during the Red Hulk era is also when we get technically Bruce's daughter was the younger She-Hulk, the all-new She-Hulk, but she's more. Sandra took the DNA, like a bit of DNA from Hulk, and genetically through a test tube created a child.
Oh, that's why there's a green. There's essentially a green Thundra character. I was wondering about that.
Yeah, that is Bruce's technical daughter. You want to know else who is technically his daughter?
Who?
A female Scorpion.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, why though?
Well, she was created to be without a parentage, and then editorials through Peter David started to hint off that she could be the daughter of Bruce.
Like, who is Hiro Kala?
Hiro Kala. That's wait. I want to make sure I got it right because there's so many. Oh, that's the other son.
Okay, so
Dark Son. That's the Dark Son.
Okay. So explain that one.
He was a big part of the first. And basically, he right when I take it back. He wasn't the one. Sakaar wasn't the one that fed the planet to Galactus. It was Hero who did it. Hero fed it there to the planet Sakaar to Galactus, and eventually made his way. He was given this weird illusion. Maybe he was the brother, one much closer to Sierra, having more of the old strong power, the rock power.
Mm-hmm.
He basically would leap around, made his way to the microverse, and then utilizing a power from there, comes back and starts leading an attack on Earth. Eventually, all of the Hulk family come in to fight him, but at the end, he just can't be saved. So the sentient planet he was using from the microverse envelops him to use the old power to its own advantage, and basically killing him. But then, out of the blue in Imperial, he was somehow brought back from the dead, off screen, only to die off screen to start the whole event.
Jeez.
And that led to Planet She-Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
And remember who wrote that? Hickman.
Yeah, exactly. So let's also talk about, speaking of Planet She-Hulk, let's also talk about the biggest mistake with She-Hulk that Marvel's made in recent years is letting Jason Aaron write her.
Yeah, but he didn't write that era, though.
No, but he so from what I'm referring to, so Jason Aaron was on the Avengers and he wanted to have Hulk on there, but they wouldn't let him have actual Hulk. So they gave him She-Hulk. But the thing is, he wanted Hulk. So what he did is he essentially made it so Jen was reverted to like a rage-filled, like can only speak in broken English Hulk.
Basically, he ignored the ending of Mariko Tamaki's run. It had to be, that damage from Civil War got worse.
Yeah, and
now she became like, me hate my man, me horny for Thor.
Yeah, I know. And then eventually they undid. Say what you want about that She-Hulk show. It's responsible for them reverting She-Hulk back to being the hot lawyer.
And take her away from Aaron.
Yes. You know it's bad when, I want to be very clear about this. You know it's bad when, so Aaron markets himself as like a male feminist and stuff. You know what's bad when the Mary Sue is telling you screwed up.
Yep, because why? You have that one issue where it's calling everything out, and you have that infamous moment, which I'm still saying is worse than what the TV show did. Because at least the TV show, you can acknowledge she's full of it because she's completely disproven immediately afterward. But in Aaron's book, she had to be Hulk, and Bruce was telling her, oh, you have it better because people actually like what they see. To which, you have it easier. Oh, yeah, I get catcalled, I get whistled, I get hit on. I have people having posters of me on their wall. Bruce, I have it so much worse than you ever did. And then he then said Bruce hulked out. And then when he came back, he's like, we didn't say any word because nothing had to be said.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That basically because he knew I was right.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. So Aaron basically made it where She-Hulk hated the attention, but it's like it's firmly established she loved it.
And now that Slot confirmed completely and utterly when asked was she much more promiscuous as She-Hulk or Jen? When asked to list all of the people that She-Hulk had slept with, hours had to pass. How many people did Jen sleep with? 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's the thing. It's not like this big thing there.
She loved the attention. She loved her being postered. She loved it all. But of course, Aaron's like, yeah, she hated it. You had to have Al Ewing do the Immortal She-Hulk book where revealed, don't take anything seriously. It's just the green door that messed her up.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron was still on the book. So what does that tell you?
Mm-hmm.
That was a big middle finger.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, as the book was going on.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so in terms of Hulk stuff, in terms of so let me ask you this, Robert. What's your favorite Hulk story of all time?
Ooh.
And I asked this because Robert is like the Hulk guy in the comics.
Everything from Peter David. Now I confess to say, with the exception of one, the prelude to Planet Hulk, I have everything Bruce Banner Hulk from Peter David to today.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to pick one only, it would have to be a Peter David story, obviously. But if I had to boil down Future Imperfect.
Yeah, I was about to say Future Imperfect is mine too.
Yep, if you had to boil it all down to the essence of the best Hulk story, Future Imperfect.
Yeah, I would say so. That's it.
Yeah, if you had to twist my arm and pick it, yeah.
Yeah, because you have the idea about how it's a future Hulk that went crazy because of radiation from a nuclear war and they took over the world.
Then you have the miniseries that fill in the blanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was one of one of Peter David's last works.
Yeah, exactly.
You and I still got to get back to doing those Maestro books.
Yeah, they're so good. And for those that don't know, Maestro is bearded, long-haired Hulk.
Yep, and he's still beloved to this day.
Yeah, exactly. What about your least favorite?
There's so many.
Jason Aaron?
No, but if you want an actual Hulk story.
That's true.
Because even some stories eventually got better by later on.
That's true.
And I like Red Hulk. Don't judge me.
I don't.
You know what? I won't say it was stupid, but it ended with a thud. Jason Aaron's run.
Yeah.
Because that's where Hulk and Bruce were separated, but in a different way. And basically, it's the idea of trying to show, Bruce could be the bigger monster without the Hulk. Okay. But after that first Hulk, it was all downhill. Apparently, Doom was responsible or something. It just didn't have a good resolution. It started strong.
Isn't that the worst? It's like when you have a good story that starts strong, but then the ending sucks.
Just womp womp.
Yeah, that's where I'm like,
and I give it. Aaron came up with a good idea. It's like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. That actually works really well. But it's like, when you that's the thing with Jason Aaron. It's one of those stories where you have to wait until the story ends because it could end up being really horrible, or it could start off bad, but then end up being really good at the end.
Now, I think it's all the case when he had to rush the ending because that's when they were starting to lead into the Mark Waid one, which was funny. You know what? When I had Waid on, you know what he told me about that run? He originally had no interest because he had no interest in the Hulk, but then a pitch was given, and he started thinking of a good pitch, and he said, sometimes I come with a good idea, I'll dive headlong in, and he decided, what if Bruce decided, I'm done trying to figure out a cure to Hulk. Instead, I'm going to use my genius to help society, and then have S.H.I.E.L.D. use the Hulk as a bullet to go, and send him after whatever target they want.
Interesting.
That's a good idea, too.
Yeah, that actually works really well. I like that.
Yeah, make him an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Bruce can try and use the science to do good. Why hasn't he?
I like that. That actually works. But yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it. So let's move on to promo stuff. So next week, I think what we'll do is we'll stay with Marvel. So we're going to do a character. So the new Under Two Capes format is every week we're going to do a character, and then every other week we're going to do a storyline. Since we did storyline, and the reason why we did two storylines back to back is because we had to reschedule.
Immediate.
Yeah, so we're going to do the Sentry.
Okay.
So a character discussion on the Sentry. Talk about him and the Hulk going to battle was really cool. So we'll talk about the Sentry as a character, and then what we'll do is
I got a story arc for next time.
Okay, go ahead.
For 2 weeks. Godfall.
Oh, Superman. Yeah, sure. All right.
Let's do Godfall.
Yeah. And then in terms of movie night, we're going to be talking about the Wolverine. Comics League Dark, we're going to talk about the death battle between Sentry, speaking of Sentry, and Superboy Prime. We'll talk about X-Men 90. We'll talk about X-Men 97 character assassinating Emma Frost again. And then we'll talk about
DeMayo.
And Robert read Wonder Woman, so we are going to wait until tomorrow to talk about that. Again, this is a man that was apathetic, but look at the way he's holding back his reaction to that. Isn't that great?
I'm overplaying it.
I know.
I'm still apathetic.
Hopefully the man, hopefully King leaves Wonder Woman because he's turning out to be a real jester. I'm like, there you go. But yeah, so Robert, how about you?
Got a link down. I'm going to do a stream in a little bit talking about Superwoman tomorrow. Not Superwoman, Supergirl. Supergirl, the storyline that was in the backups for Mark Waid's weekly story. You know, that one that was kind of a follow-up to Women of Tomorrow. And the movie.
All right, there you go. That's awesome.
Yep, you want to know what it's called? What the name's gonna be? Supergirl Sad Space Story Stream.
Oh, that's great. But yeah, so stay work, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs to General Zod. Zoe Max about for life. Hulk smash!